Hello, hello, and welcome to Innovate. I am your host. My name is Zach Robb. I am the co founder of the Insight Shopping app, where you shop your local businesses from home. And we spend a lot of time with local businesses. And we are super excited that you guys are here with us. We are here in back to Cali. We're in Carlsbad, California. And last month we were in Oceanside, California. So as Insight opens in new cities, we will be opening and featuring a new local businesses in your neighborhood very, very soon. So be sure to like and subscribe so you're never missing out on anything and everything that we have going on over here. So we are going to jump right into it. Um, we're going to take a journey and learn the story and the legend behind Back to Cali, one of the most amazing businesses here in the beautiful Carlsbad area. And I am joined by the man who started it all. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome David Addy. All right, knock him dead.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're very honored that Insight chose us today, and we're happy to give you a little bit of a insight of our business. So many of people who are familiar with the North County area know that we've been all the way from Encinitas, Carlsbad. We did a little bit of an Oceanside, and now full circle, we're here at the 300 Carlsbad Village Drive location in Carlsbad, which is basically our North County store now. Yeah. So a little bit of a history. It's like in 2011 is when we started this business right here back to Cali. Back in the days, me and my wife were listening to a lot of songs, and we were brainstorming the business name, and the number one uh, the music that was playing was everything about California and a lot of like Biggie Smalls, Tupac, LL Cool J, and so we were singing, and my wife said like, "I'm going back to Cali," and that was the beginning of making this happen. Yeah. So a little bit about so we started back in the days as a traditional like a more souvenir store, and our customers demanded more and more that we should turn this into a brand, which we did. And so a lot of people, we have a great followership that come in for the brand, for the Back to Cali, and people come inside and literally look around and say like, "Hey, we want that stuff that says Back to Cali on it. Back to Cali, living the dream." And so that's what we on most of our stuff basically produce now, and have our online presence backtocali.com, and then the store where you can get all the goodies as well. Yeah. So I was born and raised in Berlin, Germany. Um, my parents are from Ghana, West Africa, and growing up in Germany and going to school was a really great time. And also visiting where my parents are from, West Africa and Ghana, I was thinking to myself, let me find a place on this earth that has the best of both worlds. So basically, the functionality, all this organization, and all this on time stuff from Germany. And then from Africa, I wanted basically the warmth, the tropical weather, the friendly people, and putting these two together, um, especially here in San Diego, you can find exactly that middle ground. And so I'm very happy and blessed to be here, and also to have a business, and actually to put something in front of our good citizens of Carlsbad here that actually resonates with them. Yeah. So we specialize basically um, everything that you need to dress up. So it comes from hats, jackets, sweaters, long sleeve T-shirts. I'm just looking around myself. Hoodies. We have um, socks. We have, whatever you need to, wrap the city. and also to have a good day, especially now where we have summer days and winter nights. A lot of people come and snatch up our hoodies, and we represent three cities: Oceanside, Carlsbad, and Encinitas, and of course we have San Diego and California as well. So if you look around the store, you see a lot of cool stuff that we actually sit down, brainstorm. What do we want? How do we want to look at it? How should it feel? What material? And then we actually go out and we produce the stuff and bring it to the store. Yeah. So I mean, people here probably don't know how California is such a a brand out there. So all of my childhood is like from the movie industry, from the music, all the entertainment. We really like are influenced by American culture, and especially by California culture because it's that nice, laid back, relaxed. So we always, had a close eye. A lot of vacations that I did were especially here in the Southern California area. So that always I had this drive in me, like one day I'm gonna move out there and make it happen. And fast forward, here I am. I actually I worked for an independent broker dealer in Oceanside first, right, and then I moved downtown San Diego, and then later, when I met my wife, we decided to settle in Carlsbad. Yeah, yeah. So if basically what we do, we listen to a lot to our customers what they want, right, and then we take that concept and we say, okay, and how can we have their wishes made into reality? So, they come inside and said, okay, we're looking for, a sweater, or we're looking for these socks or this hat. And so we always try to like keep them in mind. And then, we have this relationship where like, why don't you come back in a month and let's see what I can make for you. And so a lot of our stuff is like customer inspired stuff in here. Also, we go with the times. Like if there's something interesting happening. For example, there was this movie, it's like straight out of something, right? And we put like a straight out of Carlsbad, and we had police officers coming and buying the teachers, students, right? So we try to, okay, see where is it going, what trends, yeah, and yeah. So we have a little bit of streetwear in here, resort wear, and we have a little bit for the beach cover up. We try to be there for what people actually need. Yes, yeah. So now, of course, everybody had a lot of time during the last last year to basically think everything through. It's like, okay, where are we? If you made it through this time, I think you have a lot of stuff that you had to put on the back burner for times when COVID is gone, or let's say not that dominant in our lives. Right before, so I did have a couple magazines that we were pushing out. Like we have a great writer, and we come up with different magazines that we put out through like from I would say from North County, San Diego, all the way down to San Diego. This was one with Nick Cannon. We have Tony Hawk. And we have something with surfers. So this probably when people are touching paper again, you will see this around town. We're also trying to get it into different like airports and stuff. So people like who travel a lot, they're like, man, back to Cali, I want to know what's up. So this is what we're working on. We're also working on a sales channel where we invite different businesses to take part and have a little bit of I have a cross marketing that's talking to a couple people, which is nice, and then we can feature the people in our magazine and our website and other stuff. Also, we right before COVID, we worked with a couple of musicians. We're sponsoring some musicians with clothing so they can go on stage and look good. Because most of the musicians who um, go on stage, they're just thinking about, do I have my instruments? Do I know my lines? And then you see someone has like a Hawaii shirt, the one has a like a wife beater tank top, and the other one has like some kind of gear. So what we do is we pick a group, and then once they perform, we give them our products, and they give us a shout out or something like that. Yeah, that's cool. And then also we will continue like featuring them and putting them on our website, and hopefully when we put our publication back, that we can put them in there and just follow them around. Yeah, so the magazine started. I have a friend. He works at the Coastal News, um, and we talked a lot about, like, what other ways are there to promote. And he actually, him and his dad, his kid, they actually helped us to start the first magazine and the second, and then we were building a team, and then we had it outsourced by our own team. And so basically, I was picking up the Coastal News in every corner, and I was like, wow, so that would be cool if you had something that you can reach people outside of your store. And we did one, and we did the second one, and our team got stronger and stronger. And people really grabbed that every way they found the magazine, and we had a lot of feedback. And we were controlling a magazine, what goes inside, what message we want to say, what brands we want to feature. We used to put ads in other people's magazine, but then we flipped it all the way. Like when I got the magazine, I flipped it to my ad. I looked at my ad, and most of the time you look at the rest, because it was basically not as I would say cultural diverse. Like if you yeah, because I was sitting in one of our meetings that we are thinking of. Uh, I was sitting with a couple of people from all walks of life, and then we were sitting like, picture, close your eyes and picture a surfer. And then everybody closed their eyes, and there was this one unique picture. And then I was next to me, was a black African who was surfing, and then we had like a Asian surfing. We had everybody, but it was like, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe we got something there. We should have something that we feature everyone in there. And so we started with this magazine to have different cultures in there. Yeah, yeah. So I'm working with him. Shout out to Stu and Xcorp. I'm working. I hope he's seeing this. Um, yeah, we are working. I'm very close to put out a 24/7 um, streaming channel. I'm just looking for the last right talents, because I think there's a lot of editing, there's a lot of programming, and to find the right person who likes to sit there and put programming and last minute action and stuff. So, but I feel the time is coming back, and just looking at the trend on what is like the streaming happening, the OTT, and all these whole things with the apps and the Roku's and Apple and all that stuff. I think the future is going there. So I also, if I see something, I enjoy to see something a little bit longer than just like a minute on Instagram, because it's like you get to know about somebody or something, but then it's really short, and it's usually just an episode or something. But with the streaming TV, you could really talk about sneakerheads, you could talk about artists, musicians, you can talk about different things. So I'm looking into that, and Stu from Xcorp TV is actually helping me to get my my bearing and my footwork in this field. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, back in the days, uh, there was a lot open, I want to say, but we really like this corner. We usually come down here and just eat and hang out. And when we first got in here, we were like, it's a beautiful location. Hopefully, our concept worked. And you know how people say, like, yeah, you have to be like 6 months or something like that until you become profitable, or you can, you don't have to rely on your savings. But once we moved in here, almost from the first day, people just like, oh, back to Cali, what's that? Let's go inside. And the register started ringing. And so, oh, yeah. Yeah, so before we, a little bit, um, let me start a little bit before. Before I got to this location, I actually was at the outlet mall with a kiosk. And my wife, she had like a job over there, and with another person, and we were brainstorming like having our own kiosk. And I was thinking to myself, if I open up something, it shouldn't just be for women, because I might have to work in there myself, and I want to feel at home, right? So we're thinking about the different things, and I was actually heading to Germany to visit some friends, and I wanted to take some good stuff back, but I couldn't find anything that my friends would appreciate. Like nothing like what I have on, where you're like, okay, I can wash it, I can rock it, I can go out, I can go in the bar, and it looks good. And so that brought me to an idea, like, maybe there is a need for, a store that is really like on the fashion level, but still like represents the city and is like more like a brand. And so that's how it started. But like I said, we opened up the kiosk, and very, very shortly we noticed that like we're running like crazy to just fill that little cart. And I mean, I was like at the screen printers, I was everywhere. But the minute we put it on the shelf, it was gone. So that made us say like, hey, if we wanted to grow this, we need a better location. We need more space. And so we came here and rented this almost 1,400 square foot place, which is, now our main store. Yeah. Well, well, she's compared to me. I'm a more risk taker. She's more like careful, right? So it's always like, what do you think? And then she will be like, I don't know, but in this particular location, she was like, yeah, I believe in this location. Some of the other stuff that I opened up, she was like, maybe, but go for it, or not. But yeah, she really likes this location. At this time, she's home with two kids. So yeah, so we have little ones. We have a 2.5, and we have a 4.5. So yeah, yeah. So for me, it's like with business, I always try to, you know, think about what else can I do, right? So it's basically, when you, for example, if you have a comic figure, right? Or there's a comic figure, we can do a comic, we can do a cartoon, or we can do merchandise, right? And so with this business too, it's like, I have a clothing brand back to Cali. What else can I do, right? So that's why we say I can support some musicians, or I can have a magazine, right? Or I can have a 24 streaming station. The sky's the limit, right? So once you already have the business going, don't stop there. Like you're already yes, already incorporated. Just go for it, right? I mean, my brain is like, I was like, I'm probably gonna make a shampoo line called like Carlsbad, maybe Delmar, Encinitas, right? And put on that bottle like it's clear what's inside, and then have like different, and behind when you look inside, you see like the scene of some of the CD or stuff like. It's all great gifts, right? So I always think about like different things to do. Yeah. But you have to also follow like what's the trend going, and the trend is definitely going towards like people want to be on their cell phone, people want to have these kind of interaction where you can basically in life put some questions in, and and get the spin. I like that. say me tell people say that I don't have that nervous or that risk afraid nerve in me. I look at something and I've always believed you can, starting is harder. You can always tear it down easily, you know. But it is more like it's difficult to get something going, what works that can, you can find it, you can pay your livelihood with, right? So I was like, I would try something rather than not. Like some people will tell you like 100 reasons why it's not gonna work, but I just need like one reason why it's gonna work, right? And not 100 reasons. So if it's gonna work, yeah. I mean, even now, I have another business that I'm also starting. It's not has nothing to do with back to Cali, but it's more like it's a gourmet popcorn and boba tea thing, which which yeah, so which I think is cool because it's just we can it's in this proximity, so we can have our customers come back, get something in their belly, and then come shop, and so we do a lot of different things. Also, one thing is what we do. Um, in the maybe this summer we're gonna bring our reggae Sunday back. So basically, it's a tent out here in the Carlsbad village, and where we have somebody playing the coolest reggae tunes like for 3 hours a day, and it's just a nice meet and greet. And so hopefully that once we get over, the fear of the situation, that we can come out and mingle again. Yeah. So the pandemic made us really reevaluate all of the expenditures we have, and speaking of, we had to be careful because we were in three locations. Basically, we had one at the mall, and then we had this location. We went in Encinitas, and I I found that our customers are either so loyal, they actually on some days go to all three stores. So it could be like we chose good locations, but also for me, it was like if I see the person in Encinitas at 11 and I see the same person at 2 o'clock in Carlsbad and then at 4 o'clock in the mall, we might be too close for our locations, right? So I was like, let's focus on downtown Carlsbad and make this the North County store. So we're gonna have a section that has Oceanside in here, a section that and a section, of course, the biggest section is going to be Carlsbad. But our customers don't mind to drive down the street. So in these times where the tourism is not there as we wanted it to be, right? The locals get us over this difficult times. But why should we give so much to the landlords if we can put the money back into our brand? And that's where our other things that were basically pushed back because just of cost of running a business, we couldn't really focus on those. But now we are coming back and stronger. Believe me, I have a lot of stuff in the pipeline. I can't wait to basically kick open the door and run. Yeah. Yeah, I would. I mean, because, like I said, we came from a more like a more generic, non-branded, store. We have just generic T-shirts. I would have pushed our brand much earlier, right? Because we were like a little bit careful. It's like, shall we put one shirt out or two shirts out? But in our businesses, the more you see our brand in the store, the more people wanted it. So it's like the more people see, the more they want it. And this was a lesson. Also online, I would have done a little bit earlier, but right now we just opened up a Shopify website and we're putting some of our stuff on there, and we're learning basically how to market and stuff. 2011, yeah, yeah, a couple of years. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you always, it's like when I knew then, what I know now, right? But I would say like for me, it's like every learning, you know, it's an opportunity to grow. You know, I don't like we're here, we're strong. You know, no, no, you need. It's like if I wanted to open up another store, I know exactly how to do that. Like I know my vendors, I know the construction part of it, I know the layout, I know what sells. Like it's like I can think it back and forth, right? So that's why I'm like, um, the hardest part. I mean, for retail business, basically, it's the location, right? You need to have a location, where people can get to. The second thing is you really, if you find one, you really have to do it. I mean, you have to have the your mojo going. You have to be ready to jump on it, right? And then you also have to have an optimism that just hang in there, for a while until give the people a chance to discover you. You know, I mean, now it's even easier because you can really with Facebook, you know, and Inside, you can reach people just like what we do right now. So, I mean, of course, and then you have to go hand in hand with the online too. I don't want to, you know, retail is good still, but you do need that other like the interaction, the social media, and all that stuff. You know what? I've been asked. So our brand feels like a franchise to a lot of people, because we were in so many different locations. So people, like most people, are like, "Oh, you're a franchise," and we're like, "No, we're actually like just regular small family business." And yeah, I mean, we I've been talking heavily with a couple realtors. They wanted us to be. They say we were so great in Las Vegas. 'Cause, yeah, they're like California. The people, Californians are in Las Vegas, so we own the place, right? So they're like, once you partied in Vegas and you're on your way home, you're gonna grab a back to Cali shirt, So that was like constantly like hammered on me. Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. Oh, yes. But yeah. I mean, we will see. Yeah. Nice questions. Beautiful. um, have money aside, for opportunities. Have money aside to pay your bills, right? Um, in good times, don't spend it like crazy. Just always keep something on the side. Um, but some just sometimes you just have to keep it going. I was like there were times where after at the end of the day I go to the ATM and I deposit like like $20-$30. But it's just do it, right? And there were days where we put thousands in that machine, right? So but it's like just keep it flowing. So we like since 2011 we're doing this, right? Now it's 10 years later, right? And so you like the most value is like the person that you become, right? That yeah. So that's where you can now adapt to any other situation because you know the goods and the lows. But you go, you average them out. Yeah. Especially in our business, it's like it's very heavy tourism business, right? So it hits spring break and all the way to to like fall. You're like we're rock and rolling, right? But then it dies down when the season stops. Oh yeah, yeah, yes, all the time. Like if people know me, it's like whatever you have, you come into Back to Cali store, and we're going to elevate you. Like that's just natural. That's also part of like why I'm here. It's like I like just the energy. The environment is just nice. So there's no need to be mad or angry. It's like go out, it will stimulate you. The intensity of light, the ocean, the people. It's like there's you don't waste your time being mad. Yeah, I think the bigger the city, as more people are more in a rush again. You know, it's like almost compared to Carlsbad, it's like a resort area compared to downtown San Diego, but it's still like it's still not bad. So I lived downtown and close to PB. I was in Claremont, and I mean, also depending on where you are in life. Like if you're still going out and you want that nightlife, you probably will love being down more close to downtown because you can get to downtown San Diego. You can go to PB. You can go to all these other places. But once you have kids and you have responsibility, you have a job and all that stuff, you become more like a daytime person and you live it more like more organized. No, I mean books for business or for pleasure. Yeah. Oh, oh yeah. So I mean, there was a year where um, I had to read all the classics, basically all the I mean, the Carnegie, Tony Robbins, all of these, just to get the idea of like what are they talking about, like how you motivate yourself, like you know how do you influence people in a positive way. So yeah, we also have employees, right? And so they're from all walks of life, and you have to you have to find everybody where they are, and then you have to basically help them too. I was like, help them be motivated at work, help yourself being a better, like a mentor or a teacher. So you do need to focus on a self development. You have to, you know. I mean, for me personally, it's like I'm always trying to balance myself. I'm not a person who goes extremely lows or extremely highs. I try to, yeah, steady, maintain. If something comes up, take a listen, digest it, think about it, and then try to solve the problem. You know. Well, I mean, I don't have any books which is like for any business, right? I can only basically just give you some, I mean, positive mental attitude, right? If you look online onto positive mental attitude, a lot of stuff is gonna come, and that will just help you to build relationships with other people in business, right? Because you're going to talk to vendors, you're going to talk to the just by the city. If you go in there and you talk nice, you're going to get a better result than you go in there like, "Hi, what's going on?" or something like that, right? And and build bridges, right? That's what I would say, because I don't know, like, you know, I've been dealing with food, and I'm dealing with retail, like clothing, and then you need a little bit of a different kind of mindset. But one's for sure, have a positive mental attitude to it. You know, yeah, I always say it's always dangerous if you're the smartest person in the group in your around surrounding. But I would say a lot of right now you can get. I mean, no, you have a couple friends that I talk stuff through and see what they think. Um, I mean, once I mean I wouldn't say heroes, but I have a deep respect for the late Steve Jobs, and I see Elon Musk and stuff like that, and that helps like seeing like look, what I'm doing right here, right, it's not rocket science. So I should be able to do this good, right? Because some people have the same time like I have, and they do like big things, in my mind, right? But I would just see like, okay, I'm not. I'm also like, I have a family at home too, so I'm not trying to go like crazy, you know, but like I said, I go steady, right? So it's a work home balance. I'm not like the person who's like can have like a 100 hour work work week and stuff like that. No, I like to sleep. I like to sleep my 7 hours at least a day, and then wake up and play with the kids. Yeah, the most exciting. Oh yeah, you know what? I've been lately listening to Guy Raz on NPR about like how I built this. Is the show, and I'm just like where you hear like regular people come up with something, and what excites me that whatever idea you have, you can grow it to anything you want it to grow, right? So there are going to be some setbacks like COVID or something like that, but that doesn't stop you to like think about what you want to do, look at it from different angles, team up with the right people, and next thing you know, you'll find your way, right? So business is always like, you know, I've been seeing people like having ideas and growing it to really big companies. I'm like, I would have never thought that that would be even possible, right? Like people who do like a cupcake mix or whatever, right? So what's interesting in business is like you can grow this to whatever you want. And sometimes you start one business and that would not work out, but you learn something from that, and all these mistakes that you learn, you're not going to do in your next business. So I studied business and administration, and so I look at it from like, okay, is this the right vehicle that's going to bring you from A to B? You have to pivot a little different. You have to maybe use that name and bring something else. Like probably like how Apple is jumping from an iPod to a phone, and probably in the future to a car, right? So yeah, yeah. So I mean, the fact that we're still here, dude, it's like we did a lot of when you pop up like this. Basically, I see our city like our playground, right? And these mountains and all that stuff, it's like gems are everywhere, right? So it's up to you to try to discover them. But also for a business, you need to have recognition. It's like, I bet if I go on the street and I ask people, you know what back to Cali is, they're going to be like, ah, that sounds familiar. At the mall or at the Prima Outlet Mall or like Encinitas, right? So basically, you become a you could be, you have to make your brand a little bit famous, right? So that's what our intention was in like going to all different places to give like we had mad love when we had oceanside stuff, and I was thinking like, is it going to sell? I'm not sure, but the people from Oceanside were very loyal, right? They were coming and pulling the stuff off the shelf. Carlsbad too, right? And then we did Encinitas too, and we've been there for 5 years. And I remember it's like when we first opened up in Encinitas, they're like, oh, you're not going to last a month. And then we had people coming in, and still right now, I was looking at our numbers. People are coming to the back to Cali here in Carlsbad and buying the Encinitas stuff that we have as well. So you have to be around. You're gonna always have a couple people who be like, oh, um, like for example, like, oh yeah, we don't say Cali or we this and that, but my customers, we selling millions of dollars of stuff over these years, right? So this money wouldn't be there if I wouldn't have tried. I would have put it out there, and it's like really we had a good life so far, and this is just the beginning, you know. Yeah. It's going to be called Always Popping. Yeah, Always Popping. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come this summer. No, no. So basically, we had we had the store at the outlet at the shops at Carlsbad, and because of COVID, we decided to get out of the location. But we had the team and the idea, the concept, and we're gonna reopen it here in the village. Yeah, yes, yeah. So we already have like my family member of mine from my wife's side. He is the manager, and he can't wait till we open it up and rock and roll. And that idea why we're doing the popcorn and stuff, we want to do it like a subscription based model as well, because we have a lot of people coming from all walks, all over the U.S. tourists and international. But we were thinking about the U.S. tourists because Arizona and for all the way, all the states, that hey, you like it? Why don't you subscribe? And we're probably gonna throw you some postcards or something in there, so just to, like a thank you note, some surprises. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So I had a story. I don't know how much time we have, but in here, and she walked right up to me with a smile and said, "Are you David?" And I'm, yeah. And I was looking at her. It's like, should I know her? And she's smiling at me, and I was like, "Yeah, could you?" Like, yes, I am. Like, how can I help you? And she said that I'm a teacher in some village, right? And that was actually in Austria, not in Germany or in Austria. And she said that in our um, break room, right? Your stuff is hanging all over the walls. And if anybody takes their class on a trip to the US, especially to this area, we tell them, you have to go to back to Cali. And so all these teachers in there, they've been like, you need to go to back, you need to go to back Cali. And so every time a group comes in here, they make sure to find this store, and they literally buy everything what they can get their hands on just to bring it back. And so it's so funny. It's like almost like there was a story for me when I was younger, and it was with a store in New York called Dr. J's. It's like a sports basketball player. And when we in Berlin, when we did a vacation to New York, we always made sure that you go to Dr. J's, right? And that was such a phenomena that, and if you haven't been to that store, the kids will ask you, no, you need to go back again and go visit that store. So that brought me to the idea that with our store, they happen the same way. It's like, if you haven't been back to Cali, you haven't been to Cali. So 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 people have to come here and then that proof of being here. Yeah, so I'm liking this. It's interesting. It's yeah, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so we are on backtocali.com, and then we are also on Instagram on the Back to Cali store. So if you go on Back to Cali store, we will from time to time put something out there, and then we're probably going to bring our publication back first online. So make sure that you subscribe to our newsletter on the website so you can get our latest updates. Cool.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, David. Thank you, everyone, for watching and hanging out with us. And yeah, David has an amazing story, and he has big things going on here in San Diego. So we will catch you guys on the next episode. But be sure to like and subscribe and follow us, because we will be doing another event for March. And we meet once a month, and it's always going to be the third Thursday. So we will see you guys at the next one. And be sure to stop by here. If you are in the area, Back to Cali is the place to be. And David is the man to talk to. Thank you, guys.